Yeah, it's your boy Nice Man. Welcome back to my channel, WAVYY-NICE TV. If you're new, join the game, WAVYY-GANG. If you're not new, welcome back. Don't watch TV, watch me. It's season 2, episode 10. Listen, man, I told y'all, you know what I'm saying? Trying to keep the videos rolling, I was just recording a chills, like scary video. But that video was like 24 minutes long, and I know y'all not gonna sit around and watch the whole thing. So we gonna skip right ahead to this video right here. So we got top 10 deep sea discoveries that prove that the Megalodon exists. If y'all know what that is, it's like an agent of like the biggest great white shark ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, humongous shark. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So let's get right into it. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, hit the bell. Make sure y'all subscribe. Leave a like for your boy. And, spot
the
this
Megalodon
video
is one of the largest predators to have ever lived on this planet, so it's no wonder, although it's been extinct for millions of years, this creature still captures the...
Some of these videos, they be saying that they be having like some type of facts that it proves that it's still alive. I'm not gonna lie, if that thing was still alive, you think that anybody would be in the ocean? Come on now, let's be real. That's just facts.
The imagination of people everywhere. Today we are diving into the evidence of how we even know that they once existed. Let's dive right into the warm prehistoric waters as we cover the top 10 deep sea discoveries that prove the Megalodon existed. Starting off in our number 10 spot, we have the first discoveries. To start off with, we are taking it back to the Renaissance era. According to accounts from the time, there were discoveries of huge triangular fossilized teeth, but at the time these teeth were so big and they had no idea who or what they belonged to. Instead, people of the time thought that they were petrified tongues or shed teeth that belonged to snakes and dragons. I mean, with the size of these teeth, I truly do not blame people for thinking that they were...
Quick question, right? When they be finding these bones in animals and stuff like that, I wonder how in the earth do y'all come up with these names? And look, right? Peep this. They be also telling you what they be eat. How do you know what they eat? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just sit back. Just sit back and try to comprehend that. When they be finding these fossils and stuff like that, and they will listen. They tell you the animal. They probably tell you the what color it does. How, you know what I'm saying, they tell you how long they live for, you know what I'm saying, all that extra knowledge. Like, how you know what they eat? How do you know that? Was you there? If God himself did not tell you, oh, this animal eat, it was a vegetarian, this one eat bugs, this one eat meat, like, they be really, they be really telling y'all what these animals be eating, and there was nowhere to be seen when these animals was alive. I want y'all to sit back and really process that. The next time they come out with a new animal, or you know what I'm saying, or a fossil, whatever that happened thousands of million years ago, trust and believe me, they're gonna tell you they're gonna tell you what animal it was. They're gonna tell you what color it was. And also, they're gonna make up a audio sound to let you know how the animal sound. Ain't that some BS right there though? Come on now, jeez.
Proof of the existence of dragons. It wasn't until 1667 when the Danish naturalist Nicholas Steno recognized them as the teeth of sharks.
I bet you they might say it in his video. Watch.
The head of a shark dissected, which also contained an illustration of the tooth. In our number 9 spot today, we have the feeding habits. Well, it's hard to...
What did I just say? What did I just say? What did I just say? Look upon that. Come on,
Learn much
man.
about the habits of a creature that has been extinct for as long as the Megalodon has, there are different and really interesting clues we can use to determine some of the things that were once a complete mystery to us, and one of those things has to do with their feeding habits. Of course, a creature that is slated to be as large.
How do you know they eat dolphins? How do you know that? Where do you get this information from? How? How? Yo, bro, do y'all see what I'm talking about? Do y'all see? Gonna show you like, oh, this animal ate dolphins. How do you know they ate dolphins and you was never born at the time they was alive? How do you know this stuff, coach? Tell me. What are you, a wizard?
Large as the Meg is going to need a lot of fuel. It's going to need a big meal, and what better large meal lives in the ocean than a whale?
Oh my
That's
God.
right, one of our current largest creatures.
Now you're saying that it is more than a whale.
This was a Megalodon delicacy. You may be wondering how we were able to figure this out, and that relates back to the finding of fossilized whale bones. These bones have been found with cut marks from Megalodon teeth etched into their surface. It is said that some of these bones
it
even
can
have
be
nastier
eaten by
bones with the sharp
anybody.
teeth actually still stuck in them from millions of years ago.
Stop.
Talk about an apex predator. In our number 8 spot today we have the bite
Stop
force. One thing scientists have been able to estimate about the Megalodon is what they think might have been the force that they could bite down with. So to set the stage, we of course need something to go on, unless you're already an expert in bite forces. Humans, our bite force is measured to be around 1,307.
Now they gonna let you know how strong they chew their food, and they gonna compare their right. She gonna give you some information that of humans. So you telling me that every human on this earth chewing force is the same amount of power? How do you know that? I might have a stronger downforce when I eat chicken. You telling me that everybody eat chicken the same way? Bro, yo, I can't make this up.
17 newtons.
It's right here. It's like, you can't make it up.
Next,
Watch.
a great white shark, which seems to be quite the predator here currently on Earth. Their bite force is measured at about 18,216 newtons.
That's how,
That's definitely,
bro, that's how big their mouth is. Like, you don't know how hard they, you know what I'm saying, strongly have they grip. Like, let's say it, right, like, look, right? If I go like this, right? Can she tell how much effort I just sat there and just chew off this piece of freaking piece of bread? Come on now.
quite a jump from us as humans, but it makes sense. I mean, a great white can definitely do a lot of damage should it choose to. So now we have the Megalodon, one of the most
going to do that
powerful
regardless.
predators to have ever existed, the apex predator. Scientists estimate their bite force was between 108,514 to 182,201 newtons. A reminder that ours isn't even 1,500. It's discoveries like these that really put into perspective just how large and powerful this prehistoric creature really was. In our number 7 spot today, we have so many teeth. So most of the discoveries relating to fossils of megalodons that have been found are just teeth. There's so many teeth, and so little of really anything else that has been found. And that of course begs the question as to why? Well, apparently, part of this is because sharks continuously produce teeth throughout their entire lives, and depending on what they eat, they often lose.
Alright, I'm sorry if keep on pausing it though, but I want to know. Now, forgive me for being slow. Some of y'all might be smarter than me right now. But look, right? How do you know what tooth belongs to a specific animal? I just want to know. Listen. I just want to know. If you know, comment down below.
Lose their teeth. Like, apparently it's so common that they go through thousands of teeth in their lifetime. Maybe I'm new to the shark game, but I had no idea. But of course, this means that shark teeth are constantly raining down to the sea floor, only to later be discovered, and in the case of megalodons, only to become a fossil first. The other half of why the teeth are so common is because teeth are the hardest part of a shark's skeleton. Sharks' bodies are made from a softer cartilage rather than bone, sort of like the stuff that our nose and ears are made of. This means that the chances of these things surviving all of these millions of years are slim to none. In our number 6 spot today we have a fossil. Like I mentioned previously, it's hard to find any remains or fossils of megalodons other than teeth. Most of these remains have been lost to time, but that is exactly what makes this discovery so fascinating. A fossil found in Peru a few years ago is said to not only have been the discovery of a full set of teeth, but also a brain case and a small string of vertebrae, which is a very rare find. Aside from just being a relic from a time long past, this fossil could give us immeasurable insights into what these creatures looked like, more so than we know now, and it may even be able to uncover some of the secrets that remain hidden in the past. In our number 5 spot today we have their appearance. From when the existence of megalodons was first discovered up until quite recently, people believed that these sharks looked basically like a ginormous great white shark. Like most of us have seen Jaws, think of that shark. Or the 2018 classic The Meg. That's what people assumed they looked like. Turns out, based on what we now know, that's really not the case. These sharks—
Now they're gonna tell you that's not the case. Now she's gonna explain to you how big the form of the shark was. Mind you, like I said before, people wasn't around to see this with their eyes, but they gonna let you know how big the shark is just by the freaking teeth of the size and stuff like that.
Would have had a much shorter nose than a great white, like a sort of flattened and squished one. It also would have had longer, like extra long pectoral fins, because when you're that big, you need all of the support you can get to navigate through the water. We thought that megalodons would look like great whites because we thought that they were related, but as it turns out, that isn't true. Megalodons actually come from a different lineage of sharks, and sadly, they were the last member of the lineage. In our number 4 spot today, we have ancestors.
Okay, but do they ever have— I just want to know, I'm sorry for pausing this though, but I'm sorry, but I want to know, have they ever find, like, you know how in the video they show you the whole big giant teeth of the whole jaw, the outline? They're saying, do they have that right now of the megalodon? Do they have that right now? Because if so, then they can base that off their best form of knowledge. They can go off of that. But if they don't have that, then how do you know what the shark looked like? It could be purple. You know what I'm saying? Like, now they're gonna tell you that it wasn't even that big. It's gonna eat some vegetarian. She just said that they was eating dolphins. It eats more than a freaking whale.
Speaking of the life and lineage of megalodons, let's take a look back at what we know about their ancestors. The oldest definitive ancestor of the Meg is a 55-million-year-old shark called Otodus obliquus. These sharks grew to be about 9 meters or 30 feet long. This of course isn't where things stop though. The evolutionary history of this shark goes back to another ancestor called Cretalamna, which lived about 105 million years ago. This means that the lineage of the megalodon spans over 100 million years. That's wild. This is part of how they found out that megs and great whites weren't actually as closely related as once thought. Through more fossils that have been found, they've been able to trace this lineage, and in fact it is now believed that ancestors of great white sharks and the megalodon probably lived at the same time, and they were likely in competition with each other. Safe to say it would have been a pretty terrifying time to live in the ocean. In our number 3 spot today, we have a cosmopolitan. One of the things that helps us to know that the megalodon existed relates back to how widespread they once were on Earth. It is said that this species was adapted to warm tropical and subtropical waters.
Now she's gonna tell you Oh! Bro, now she's gonna tell you if the shark was in salt water or this
that they could be found basically on every continent except Antarctica, and we have found
the shark was on every continent.
Apparently, the places where most have been found include the east coast of North America, and definitely in the bottom of saltwater creeks and rivers in places like North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida. They are also said to be a common find for divers off of the coast of Morocco and in certain parts of Australia. They're even sometimes found in the UK, but this is definitely more of a rare sighting there.
Basically, wherever the bones got washed up at, they're going off of that. Okay, well the shark was over here because we found the bones over here. That don't mean the shark was staying over there for all those years. You know how big the ocean is? Come on now.
This is all to say that this proves to us that this was a species that was clearly thriving during their time here on Earth. It can be hard to imagine these prehistoric creatures, but in the history of our planet, they really aren't that long gone. In our number 2 spot today, we have
They are long gone.
The best preserved and most complete Megalodon fossils or specimens finds its home in the Royal Belgian Institute of Natural Sciences Conservatories in Brussels. This includes a collection of 150 vertebrae that were found in the 19th century Antwerp, Belgium. When they were discovered, they weren't completely strung together, but they were found in the same layer of rock in the same location, which would make it fair to deduce that they likely came from the same animal. Using 3 of these vertebrae, researchers were able to find out the age and roughly the size of the shark when it passed away millions of years ago. They were able to do this because apparently on shark vertebrae they have sort of rings, like trees.
Okay, so we got... Okay. So basically, this is how big the Megalodon is.
Like, you can count the rings of a tree, and you can apparently do that for a shark as well, which will give you an estimate on their age. On this specific specimen, they counted 46 circles in the vertebrae, which put the shark at roughly 46 years of age. This would have been quite young for a Megalodon, since they are said to have lived to be about 88 to 100 years old.
How do you know that?
Allowed them to also estimate the potential size of this Megalodon, which they said was around 9.2 meters or roughly 30 feet. In our number 1 spot today,
now
we have
30 feet.
WAVYY-Megalodon. To cap off this list today, it only seems fair that we talk about what happened to the Megalodon. If they were these huge, powerful apex predators, how did they die off, especially when other shark species have seemed to survive? We know that the Megalodon was extinct by the Pliocene, which was 2.6 million years ago, and was when the Earth entered a phase of cooling. We of course can't know exactly the moment the last Megalodon died, but right now it is believed that it may have been
But you can know what it ate and everything else, right?
The cooling of the planet is likely the biggest contributor to the demise of the Meg. I mentioned before that they preferred warm tropical waters, and a drop in those temperatures would totally throw off the habitat that they once called home. This significant habitat loss, coupled with the likelihood of their favorite prey either also going extinct or adapting to cooler waters and moving where the sharks couldn't go, truly is a recipe for disaster for the good old Megalodon. Another big contributing factor relates to when they gave birth, which is thought to have happened close to the shore, which would provide a cozy, shallow nursery for them.
How do you know where they gave birth at? How?
Their young that was free from predators like large whales. This is all fine and dandy until ice begins to form at the poles and the sea levels dropped, which means that the
mind you, they're showing you a recent image right now off the internet Google search,
believe
bro.
that up to a third of large marine animals, which includes 43% of turtles and 35% of seabirds, became extinct as a result of the cooling temperatures seen millions of years ago. This affected and significantly dropped the number of organisms at the bottom of the food food chain, which ends up being a huge problem for our giant apex predators. Alright guys, that has been our list for today. Thanks so much for checking it out. I've been your host today, Olivia Kozlovsky, and I will see you next time.
Thank you, Olivia.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Olivia. Thank you. Yo, y'all let me know, man. Y'all let me know, bro. Like, man. Listen, I don't know what to say. Listen, man. This is boy WAVYY-NICE, man. Stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for more videos. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. Also hit the bell to be notified every time I post a new video. I'm out, man.